Doing great. Great to have you back.
Absolutely fantastic to be back. I was sitting here listening to the music and watching the names scroll by as people join in, and I see David Barron, "Where My Soulmate" in his tagline, and then right below him, Cody Lewis, "I will hack your heart with crypto." So that that really brought a smile to my face.
Awesome. We've got a minute or so here, so I'll wait till it's on the hour, start the recording. A lot of
hmm
people obviously will be in the call from the last AMA, but there'll be maybe some new
Yeah,
people
yeah,
come
yeah.
over, so we can
I'm
go
just
over
going to double check my camera.
and we can maybe touch on the Black Swan
Great.
event. That was a crazy week.
Yeah, yeah. Phew. Wish I had a crystal ball for that one, man. All right,
Yeah.
camera's good.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Ooh, if there was ever a day to pick lottery numbers, man, if you could have predicted that one.
Mm, yeah. Yeah.
I also did bring with me a modified slide deck, realizing we're tight for time, a modified slide deck, which does walk through some of the changes, Glenn. You've already, of
Mm,
course, heard of them because you did attend our AMA. So be very sensitive to the time, but still give those updates, and especially for those who hadn't seen the project before, a very, very brief run through.
sounds awesome. I can't see your screen. Can you see Dave's
Yeah,
screen?
I'm not sharing it yet.
Oh, okay. All
Sorry.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
No, I tested my camera to make sure my laptop screen was tilted properly, that you weren't, looking down at my belly or up my nose.
Awesome. Okay. Right. I'll start the recording there. And we can go into the EverEarn project. You can do one of your amazing presentations again. Welcome to
Great.
the
I'll turn on.
Web3 community. I'm Glenn, your host. Today we have joining us EverEarn for our third AMA. We had them originally in January. We had them back a few weeks ago, and we've got some updates today. So we've got EverEarn back. So we'll be going into presentation. Dave's a great speaker, so you're in safe hands with Dave. But first, can we just have a bit of your background and experience for anyone new on the call today, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks so much for the great intro, Glenn. Very flowering. I almost don't know what to say. But yeah, I mean, I'm Dave Rahman. I'm the project owner of EverEarn. Got into crypto coming up on about 2 years ago. Um, Professionally, my background, I'm a VCIO for a top 100 managed services provider in North America. We do sit in the top 100, and my primary role within my day job is actually to sit down with over 250 Canadian clients to advise them on IT, on security, on policies, procedures, ISOs, NISTs, GDPR. And that translates very well into the crypto space because it does give me daily interaction to see some of the changes that are coming forward from a technology perspective. Also gives me a really high level overview of what the economy looks like because the company that I do work for sits in both Canada and the US. So I do get a purview of that. But coming back into crypto, yeah, started my crypto journey about 2 years ago. Like most of you, started out as a noob, got into a lot of things, a lot of investments I should have gotten into, and then really started doing what the IT nerd in me does, which is deep diving into crypto, leading me to eventually launching my own project called EverEarn back in January. So that's a quick overview of me, and still here with the same
Awesome.
project name. So
Awesome, Dave. So yeah, maybe we can just go into the presentation and show any community investors
yeah, perfect.
uh, what's happening.
And I'll turn off my video for the purpose of the screen share. And really, this is so that for those of you who missed the AMA with me last time, very, very quickly, brief overview and recap of where we are today. Don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it, want to remain respectful of everyone's time. And then, of course, where we are right now, because that's really the big focus, especially for those of you who were with me last week talking about what's coming up. And then, as Glenn mentioned, we did have that Black Swan event that changed courses for a lot of people. So getting right into it, of course, we're on our initiative called EverEarn Multi-Chain 2022. It's a 5-phase approach. Right now, again, as I mentioned, we are currently on the BNB chain as EverEarn. There is a 15% tokenomics on all buy, sells, and transfers. That is only for the BNB chain right now. When we come back around in January to migrate to V2, the tokenomics on the transfers will be removed. That tokenomics breaks down to 11% BUSD rewards, 1% liquidity, 1% buyback burn, and 2% marketing. And then, of course, specific contract features. There is no max wallet. However, there is a 0.25% max transaction limit, which translates into roughly 250 million tokens as a maximum transaction limit. And then there's also, of course, a blacklist function that is, of course, specifically used for two events and two events only. One is that for tokens utilized either for the project or for partners, which are never meant to be sold, that those wallets can be blacklisted within the contract, and not allowing them to be transferred, not allowing them to be sold, thus preserving the safety and security of all investors in the project as well too, but also as a way to help investors deal with threat actors out there. And we have had a number of members who have had their wallets compromised, where they have notified us immediately. We've been quick to investigate. Once that investigation has turned up proof that a compromised wallet was in progress, we have been able to use that blacklist function to prevent their EverEarn from being taken out of their wallet. And then at their request, once they were able to resecure the wallet, remove it, and they were able to get that out of there and get it back into a safe place. As well, ownership on the contract not renounced, because we are an active team, active on a daily basis. So that's a quick high-level overview. From the 10,000 foot view, we are a rewards token. So you hold EverEarn and you are rewarded with BUSD. Of course, that's based upon transaction volume. We are a deflationary token. So we are burning an average of about 30 million tokens a week. We burned 15% of the supply, or 15 billion tokens at launch. And we are maintaining an average burn rate weekly of about 30 million tokens. So you get that nice sloping upward burn going on, which of course applies that deflationary pressure, and then the inflationary pressure is applied to the rewards calculation. Again, quick overview for those of you new to EverEarn. Despite the market over the last 9 months, we have paid out over $2 million. I wish 2 billion, $2 million in BUSD rewards. We have spent a lot of time bumping up our EverEarn Academy, on which there's over 112 individual crypto lessons, our EverEarn Glossary, which boasts more crypto terms defined than anywhere else on the net. We do have our multi-wallet browser app, so embedded right in the app, where you can quickly and easily see all of the BNB, ETH, and Poly in your wallet quickly and easily with no software downloads. We have our 4 stablecoin staking apps. So as a holder of EverEarn BNB, you can get into each one of those staking pools, not just select one pool and then you're done, but into each one. And of course, we not only maintain daily community voice chats, which we have from the beginning, we also added in a monthly community address at the end of each month, which allows us to provide investors who are not able to attend on a daily basis, but that one point in time where they can come in, get an update of the project for the previous 4 weeks, and get an idea of what's coming in the 4 weeks ahead. So it's a little bit more of a formalized approach, but we have implemented that now so that we've got that single point of communication, or that one truth, for investors of all types to be able to reference, at the very least on a monthly basis. So that's EverEarn BNB as it exists right now at a high level. Where we are right now is phase 1 of our 5-phase approach. Phase 1, which is the Earn Ethereum launch. And of course, for those of you who were with me last week or watching last week, of course, we know that the pre-sale kicked off on the 9th and was supposed to fill up, and then we were supposed to launch on the 10th. And then, of course, as Glenn already alluded to, we had this really beautiful Black Swan event. What a majestic bird. Thanks to Binance and FTX kicking things up. FTX really disappointing a lot of people out there. But really just whipping things up, and we watched not only Binance chain or BNB chain and Ethereum chain sort of catch on fire for a bit. We also saw Solana going through something as well too. So of course the net impact to that, as many of you are aware, especially those of you who got in on the whitelist for the pre-sale, network fees, thanks to congestion, all of a sudden jacked up to $300 and more. So we were faced with the reality of, here we had timed everything and planned everything perfectly, And then lo and behold, thanks to no one on the team owning a crystal ball, which I'm still looking for someone to fire for that one, but thanks to no one owning a crystal ball, there we are with no one actually able to get involved in the pre-sale because network fees were absolutely ridiculous. So in under 24 hours, of course, with the entire community watching and the over 1 million people that we had advertised out to watching, the team had to take a step back, quickly pivot, and turn. Now, this wasn't as hard as it may seem because, of course, as part of our planning, we had already put a number of contingencies in place. Granted, FTX and Binance was not part of that contingency plan, but we had already made a number of backup plans in the event that different things had occurred. So we were able to come back to the table, take a look at our contingency plans, take a look at other dates on the map. We immediately reached out to our partners, our marketing relationships, our brand ambassadors, made sure that we clearly communicated everything that was going on. And of course, what we settled on is relaunching the pre-sale this coming the 17th with a live launch on the 18th, ideally. Difference, though, is instead of Pink Sale, we're going to be launching our pre-sale on Unicrypt, and we're going to be taking advantage of the fact that, by comparison, Unicrypt does command more than 15 times the Ethereum transaction volume for launches. And then, of course, we'll be taking advantage of that greater volume there. And of course, then doing our launch on Unicrypt. And now it's estimated for 8 p.m. UTC on November the 18th. Obviously, that's dependent upon how quickly that public whitelist presale fills in. So one of the great things, though, that we changed is we did open up public whitelist presale registrations again, because of course we know that depending on how you were affected, a lot of people, very distracted by this. So we made sure that we open that back up as well too. So you do have the opportunity to register. If you haven't had a chance to before, you do have the opportunity to register for the whitelist pre-sale coming up. I know, Glenn, we gave away 19 whitelist spots when we were here last time. I've already confirmed with Whalecoin Talk those 19 spots will be honored in the upcoming whitelist pre-sale. And of course, anyone who did register previously, if you hop back in and register again, those whitelist spots will also be honored as well. So we took a lot of time and a lot of care to think about what had already occurred, despite the fact that this was beyond our control. We did have 24 people who were able to get into the whitelist pre-sale. Despite the high gas fees, they managed to wriggle their way in there. Some of them absorbed $50, $60, $70 worth of gas fees to get in there. So as compensation, when we launch, every single one of those wallets will be airdropped $100 worth of additional Ethereum at no cost to them. So we have, we were able to pivot and turn very well. I'm very, very, very impressed with the team. We were able to show the community that strength, show them that we were ready, and show the community that we just don't knee-jerk react things. Some of the changes that we've made since I've seen you last time, of course, we have completed audits with both rug-free coins and solid proof on the Ethereum contract. We have also completed 3 full KYCs since we've last met. We completed a KYC with Identify. Of course, that's to be able to utilize Coinzilla and get us on DEX tools, even though we're still in pre-sale right now. So we're super happy about getting up on DEX tools. Of course, we had completed the Pink Sale KYC through Verif, but we completed an additional KYC in order to get on Unicrypt, and we did that through Solid Proof. What I'm really proud of with the KYC through Solid Proof and Verif is this time, Glenn, this was a full team KYC. So all 6 members of the EverEarn core team KYC'd through Verif. Very, very happy to be able to put that badge up there and say, yeah, it's a full team KYC. So it's not just one person, who knows who it is, the whole team has been KYC'd. So these are some really great changes that we've made since we've last seen each other. Of course, as well, because we were very quick to pivot and turn, very quick to communicate with the influencers that we've been working with, our partners, marketing arrangements, I'm very happy to say that we retained almost all of them. more than 96% of the more than 56 individuals that we were working with heading into last week's pre-sale, we've been able to retain. And that's part of the reason why I'm here in front of you today as well with Whalecoin Talk, because we were very quick to reach out to our brand ambassadors, Mike the Investor, Mobile Trades. We were very quick to reach out with our development partner, Rug Free Coins, our marketing partner, EY Studios, and of course, our marketing arrangement with Bitcoin.com. Glenn, here's what I really love. When you take the time as a team to not knee-jerk react to things, but when you take the time to have plans in place and know the critical lines of communication, things like what Bitcoin.com did, and they weren't the only ones, I can tell you this right now, but Bitcoin.com immediately said, wow, that's crazy. We get it. We understand. What are your plans? Here's the plan. Great. We love it. You know what? Can we be a part of helping you? And can we donate an article drop towards this relaunch? Bitcoin.com. And they weren't the only ones. We had a large number of marketing partners, of AMA arrangements set up, of influencers do the exact same thing. Excuse me. The token distribution changed very slightly. On the public side, of course, the amount went up slightly by about 1.5%, because one of the other things that we did for the community as well, we did have a private whitelist pre-sale earlier. And of course, to take sort of the sour taste out of everyone's mouth, we did open it up a little bit more for the community to be able to get in just slightly a bit more, which was great. They absolutely loved it. It went off very well. As we've said before, as we build out across the other blockchains, we will ensure that these distribution amounts are mirrored across all the blockchains. So the only thing that this really does affect moving forward is that when we launch on Poly, of course, instead of 5% being the whitelist, the private whitelist amount, it'll be 7%. So slight adjustment there. And of course, some of that had no effect on the distribution because we were able to firm up exactly how much of the tokens would be locked in liquidity with a 60% lock. So we were able to basically move things around very, very slightly to not really affect the overall distribution and fall out of alignment with the BNB side. As of right now, we're continuing to move ahead with the pre-sale. It is continuing to be at a 200 ETH hard cap. However, the big change earlier, it was 0.2 ETH min, 0.8 ETH max. We have actually increased that 0.8 ETH max to a 1 ETH max. We are launching on Unicrypt. So Unicrypt, of course, does not permit the overfilling of pre-sales. So we are limited to the number of people we can allow in initially, specifically to only 200 spots. So this is why we've upped the ETH max to 1. Of course, any of you who have bought on Unicrypt before or have run a whitelist on Unicrypt before knows that if whitelisters are not buying, you can pull out a whitelister who has not purchased in a while and insert someone else. So this is also why we're keeping very close watch over the registrations, so that if we do need to pull someone out, we can communicate with them that has occurred and put someone else in and communicate with them as well. So it'll be a very hands-on approach to the whitelist pre-sale that'll be going on. And we've had a really, really great response back from those who registered previously already. And of course, we're taking in more whitelist registrations so that we've got a backup as well too. So really working on ensuring that this time around we've got some contingency in place. And of course, we have not made any changes to our Double Diamond Dash event, other than extend that out by a week. What's really great, again, team sat down, looked at all the timelines, looked at the roadmaps. We wanted to ensure that if we did have to make a change, like a 1-week shift or a 2-week shift, that we could still get back on track and honor the original timeline that we had laid out, which is basically Ethereum in November, Poly in December, and then back to BNB in January. And then as we get close to February, more of that roadmap reveals. And of course, we're very happy to say that at this point, we're able to do that, get back on track. 9-day delay, thanks to the Black Swan event. Otherwise, we're going to keep pushing forward and keep moving forward. So closing this out, I promised this wouldn't be very long. Really, the big thing right now, of course, is the whitelist registration 2.0 is still on. You have a chance. If you didn't get a chance before, hop on over to EverEarn.net. You will be able to have a chance to register for the whitelist pre-sale happening on the 17th. The whitelist registration will close on the 16th, so that's tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, or basically 11:59 p.m. UTC. Any original whitelisters who do in fact come back on and re-register and confirm their intention, they will be first in line for a spot, because we will honor those original ones who made that commitment earlier. But there are only 200 whitelist spots available, so we really look forward to seeing everybody there. Want to thank Glenn and, of course, the Whale Coin Talk team for allowing me to come back here and present again. And I will stop sharing my screen now as soon as I figure out where the stop sharing button is. There we go. And I can turn my camera back on, so I'm front and center in front of you guys. There we are.
Great, that was a great presentation again, Dave. And
Thank you,
yes,
Glenn.
you answered one of my questions, because I was going to ask, was the Polygon timeline going to be put back slightly? And I think you're saying it'll be 9 days roughly, will it? So you'll have a full 1 month launch with Ethereum, and then you'll be doing the Polygon around a month later. Yeah.
Yeah, what we're trying to do is basically because we don't want to impact the promotion events. As you know, we've got 3 promotions running from Ethereum to Polygon. It's the Double Diamond Dash, then Polygon to the BNB relaunch. It's the Triple Tiara Takedown, and then for the month of the BNB flip over, it's the Quadruple Queen's Quest. During each one of those times, of course, you've got Diamond Hand wallets building up stablecoin rewards, which at the end of the promotion period, everyone who's been able to diamond hand it is going to have the opportunity to split all those rewards. So we don't want to take that away from any of the investors. So yeah, it was very, very important for us that if we pivoted and turned the way that we wanted to, the way we believe things are going to line up, then it is basically only pushing everything 1 week out. And of course, that was one of those beyond our control moments.
Okay, great, Dave. And you're going to have 4 staking apps. So you had 4 BUSD, and you're going to have 4 Polygon. Maybe we can go into how this work for investors.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. So we've got 4 BUSD staking apps right now. We will have 4 USDC staking apps on the Ethereum blockchain. Those are slated right now. Originally, they were slated to launch 2 weeks after the launch on Ethereum. Again, we're going to try to make sure that those timelines stay as tight as possible so that they're still in line with the originally communicated timelines. But then we'll also have 4 BUSD staking apps on the Polygon chain. The way it works is essentially you can stake into each one of the staking apps up to 20% of the EverEarn that you hold. So if you're on the BNB chain, 20% of the Earn BNB that you hold. So the way it works is the apps basically take the EverEarn that you hold, convert it to a USD dollar amount, multiply that by 20%, and that's the amount that you can stake in stablecoin. And then you're staking stablecoin and you're paid back in stablecoin. And to be clear, because we do try to be very clear about this, so each one of those stablecoin apps, of course, hold 1% of the total token supply. So they receive a portion of the stablecoin rewards and they generate income that way. And then any income that is generated off of those stablecoin apps, in addition to what is being paid out to stablecoin stakers, that comes back into the chart, buying on the chart at full tokenomic value. So putting buys back on the chart, putting rewards and tokenomics back onto the chart. And then the tokens that are bought from that, depending on what we're doing, are either given back to the community in the form of additional rewards through contests and giveaways, or are added to the supply to be burned.
Great, Dave. And you've got the triple diamond bonus as well. That's going to. Can I get that on each chain? So if I just invest on the Ethereum blockchain, can I get a bonus for holding for 1 month?
Yeah, so this is great because this applies to all blockchains. So the first promotion is the Double Diamond Dash. And this applies whether you're holding BNB, EverEarn BNB, or EverEarn Ethereum. So basically, and the full rules have been published. So in a nutshell, if you're holding 20 million Earn BNB or 20 million Earn ETH, that essentially qualifies you for the Double Diamond Dash. If you don't sell and don't transfer during the diamond hand period, then of course, at the end of that period, you get a piece of the stablecoin that's held in both of the diamond hand wallets on Ethereum and BNB. When we launch on Poly, there'll be the startup of another promotion following the exact same format. That's called the Triple Tiara Takedown. Only this time, you'll be splitting all 3 diamond hand wallets across all 3 blockchains. Now, it is a distributive split, to be clear. So it means that, the total number of tokens available or qualified for that event divided by the number of tokens you have, that equals, your percentage of the split. So the more you hold, the more you potentially have to take home. But yeah, all of the stablecoin in those diamond hand wallets will be split out amongst all the diamond hand holders for each period. So we think it's really great because it does reward people who are looking to hold.
That's great. That's great, Dave. Yeah, definitely. And what's the marketing plans over the first quarter? What you're planning? What you're going to be on 3 blockchains eventually, and yeah, and then you're going to have the BSC V2 next year. So I'm wondering what you're planning
Yeah.
around the marketing and the partnerships you've got as well.
Yeah, so we've right now we've got an interim partnership, and I'm saying partnership because, of course, we're in the trial phase with Bitcoin.com. We need to double check and make sure that we're getting the ROI that we're looking for, even though that is a big name. However, we have already talked to them about setting up a more long-term relationship. We do have, of course, the relationship with EY Studios, which is a brand and marketing brick and mortar business in the United States. They're working on the rebranding and the repositioning of our website. They will also, once that's done, they will also be getting involved in rebranding and helping us manage the socials to make them more highly effective and make them real traffic throughputs through to the website. Of course, we are already working with Mike the Investor and Mobile Trades as brand ambassadors. So, we're being very careful, especially on the website, to say that, if someone's being identified as a partner, it is because that is in fact what they are. We are involved in a long-term commitment to them. They have a dog in the race. They have a personal stake in the game to actually work with us and us work with them. And so as we continue to move forward, what we're looking to do is build more of those actual partnerships so that you're getting more value for each dollar that you spend at a lower dollar cost. Of course, we do have our partnership with Rug Free Coins, development project team, over 30 developers that we have access to. We're currently in a 6-month relationship with them, and they did start development more than a month ago already for the items that are coming up on the roadmap in February, March, and April. So a lot of these need to be long-term plays, Glenn, because of course, as things just don't get done in 20, 30 days. Some of them do require a little bit longer term commitment to ensure that you're really pulling the incremental triggers needed to sustain movement, sustain attention, sustain growth, and build up. So,
Hey, Dave. Yeah, that's great. Let's move on to community investor questions. Let's see.
yeah.
Sound you had Dave EverEarn. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. Okay, so I was thinking that do you have separate team working on the Ethereum side of the EverEarn so that the progress of the EverEarn is not hindered on the Binance chain?
Great question, Syed. Thank you so much. Actually, the plan is that whatever's available on the Ethereum blockchain will be available on the Binance blockchain, will be available on the Polygon blockchain. We're not really looking to have different features, different services, different tools available to different investors. We really are, at this point in time, working on ensuring that we are able to maintain unified communication and sameness across. This is one of the reasons that while we are launching on multiple blockchains, the blockchains are not being tethered at this time due to economic forecasts as we head into 2023, but why the supplies will be mirrored across each blockchain, again, to ensure that uniformity and that sameness. Now, that's not to say, Syed, to your suggestion, that's not to say that the team will not need to be expanded as we move forward down the calendar. It's a lot of uncertainty down the road, but yeah, I mean, if things start to develop where specific development can or does need to occur on different blockchains, then yeah, I mean, we've expanded the team previously from what we were originally. If we need to expand the team some more, then this is also part of the reason why we form these partnerships. I can tell you our partnership with EY Studios has the potential to definitely expose us to a fair bit of, right now, crypto-based items. But that's not a whole lot more that I can say with that. But they would then basically become a partner if that relationship moves forward to fruition into what we think it is. That could potentially move forward into an additional partnership with additional resources coming from an entirely different industry and skill set to open it up even more. So yeah, the team could be expanded further as we move down the road. And I think it's the natural progression for a team as it grows to expand, to bring in more skills to the table. I hope that answered your question, Syed.
Yeah, got it. It makes sense. Thank you so much for answering. Over to you, Glenn.
To the question side, and I was wondering, are you still going to be carrying on the daily community VCs as well after the launch?
We have no intention of stopping the daily community voice chats, Glenn. I do it 3 times a week right now. Trent does it 2 times a week, and Doug does it 2 times a week. We have Jason who chimes in, Brandy and Wendy who all chime in as support. Brandy and Wendy have both indicated interest in taking more of a forward role in the AMAs. Of course, as you know, some people are very shy doing AMAs, even if it's just their voice. But they both indicated that they want to become stronger in those areas, and I think that's great. So we will be making sure that we continue to afford them every opportunity. I think it would be great 7 days a week to be able to hear a daily voice chat from a different member, because I think we all bring a unique perspective into not only how we present the same material, or if it has to be the same material, but also the different perspectives that we bring in, the different personalities, the different, the different undertones of just how each one of us are. And I think it's a great way for the community to continue to not only stay in touch with us, but to get to know us a little better as people.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great for the whole team to get involved and learn a new skill and talk to people on the VC. I was in a project once, 16 hours a day in the VC, and just telling people about your life, and we're all sort of human and everything, and yeah, you can get that connection with your community, and
Yep.
it's really great. But
literally like minutes before I came in here, my wife gives me a call. So I had to run. I had to leave my headset behind. My 2-year-old, who's now suffering from an ear infection, but that's fine, was basically trying to tip over one of her plants. So literally, like right before you saw me come back into chat and take myself off mute, I was literally hurriedly putting one of her plants back together. So it's it's those things. Quite often, my kids will come into the voice chats or a couple of times my wife's given me a little bit of trouble because I stole some of her chocolates, and she didn't realize I was in the live AMA and comes in and, did you take my chocolates? So yeah, it's been interesting that the community's been exposed to some family elements, but I think it's I think it's great from that perspective, because it just solidifies the fact that we are in fact people here just really trying to do our best, working towards a common goal of just trying to come in here and do our best on a daily basis.
Awesome, Dave. Yeah, I could maybe write my autobiography one day about hosting AMAs on that. Let's move to another question. Let's see, Captain Levi, you had a question for Dave at EverEarn. Go ahead.
Hi Dave.
How you
It's
doing,
good
sir?
to hear your voice.
Absolutely. How can I help you?
I hope your kid's ear infection gets better soon. Okay. I actually have a question concerning the fact that you said that those who have compromised wallets can actually contact you guys, and rectify the issue pending when the wallet becomes, better to use. How would you be able to verify that this actual person owns this particular wallet? Is there some kind of KYC process that has to be passed through so that you can verify that yes, this wallet actually belongs to person A, and this wallet actually belongs to person B?
And what a great question. Thank you so much for that. So we haven't yet encountered a situation where it was 2 wallets in dispute. So far, what we have encountered, of course, is what you would expect to see if you see an interaction where funds are being withdrawn from someone else's wallet without their permission. And what I've seen so far in all instances is where the receiving wallet was actually a contract, and it was draining other wallets. So it became very clear that the draining wallet was in fact a program that was running. The individuals who reported their wallets being compromised were able to provide authentic story. They didn't do a full KYC as much of a doc, so they were able to prove that they were the wallet owner in real time through a quick withdrawal and a quick deposit. And then, of course, the transaction logs themselves supported and corroborated the person's story about their wallet being compromised. So to date, when we've had to use it, it's been very clear cases of an individual whose wallet's been compromised. We have also, of course, from our community members, taken requests specifically from them simply because, depending on where they live in the world, especially in areas, prone to more war-torn or quickly changing government policies, if you will. We have individuals who have had individuals who've come forward and said, "Listen, can you just do me a favor? I just need to take this off my mind. I have no intention of selling anytime soon. Can you just blacklist my wallet so that this is one thing I don't have to worry about? I don't have to worry about all of a sudden tomorrow I no longer have access to my wallet and it's just been completely emptied for me." Again, there'll be a doxing process to prove that they actually own the wallet before we go ahead and make any steps like that. And we make sure that we're very clear and transparent with the community, even posting the wallet address that we have done that blacklist on, so that everything remains above board. We don't try to do anything behind closed doors once we believe enough information has been provided to corroborate an authentic request.
Sounds like a wonderful transparency policy. It's a wonderful project, Dave. I really appreciate your detailed answers to my questions. I'm wishing the EverEarn project a bullish stay move. I'm wishing you guys the very best, and I hope you
Yeah.
guys stay bullish. Over to you, Glenn.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the comment, Captain Levi. And yeah, we are super bullish. I mean, yeah, Glenn, you mentioned we touch on the Black Swan event, and I mean, again, I wish I had a crystal ball for that one, but this will probably be the first time ever in any AMA to date that I will, quote the whole, be greedy when others are fearful. But you take a look at the numbers that are going on in the market. All three chains, especially Ethereum, especially BNB, they're showing signs of stability. They didn't drop as badly as they could have. You take a look at the transaction volume on Uniswap, minus out the Black Swan event. You take a look at where it's been over the last month, over the last several weeks, and you realize, okay, things are not as bad as what they're being portrayed in the news. Hello, what news is that? Right, as usual, not as bad as what they are. So I mean, the crypto market is showing signs of stability, signs of resiliency. So we have been approached by people saying, "Man, you should really push out by 2 weeks, by 4 weeks, push out till next year." Like, at the end of the day, the team is monitoring everything as it happens on a daily basis, as we've done for the past several months. We're taking in the information. We're being mindful of what's going on around us. We have no way of knowing if tomorrow another exchange might say, "Well, sorry, we were doing things we shouldn't and now we're shutting down." But what we do know is the information that we have in front of us. We are still very bullish on the launch coming up this week. We've had amazing response from the whitelisters, from the community, from our partners, from all of our support mechanisms. We feel very confident moving forward. If we are required tomorrow to pivot and turn again, well, we've already shown as a team, not just in the past 9 months, but this past week alone, that these things, they don't shake us. If we need to pivot and turn, that's what we'll do, because that is what would be expected from a mature team. We don't have all the answers, but we do try to maintain transparency. We do show up every day to show that we're here, that we're doing things the best way that we can. But as of right now, we are very, very bullish on our launch coming up. We want everyone to come and join us to be greedy when others are fearful. Don't fall for the left wing or right wing type news. I don't even know which wing it is, but we are super bullish on that. Again, the whitelist pre-sale registration still open. You still got a chance if you haven't submitted yet, or if you did previously submit your whitelist application and you thought, "Oh, that's it, I missed it." You didn't miss it. Hop on over to everearn.net, put your whitelist registration back in. We'll cross-reference it against the ones we've received previously, reconfirm you, and be ready, because we've spent months planning this. We're moving forward. We're pushing forward, and we're ready to go. So, excuse me. Sorry about that.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time today, but it's always great speaking to Dave from EverEarn. He's open, transparent, honest, and he wants to make his investors money because it makes him and the team money as well. But he's really out there to watching everyone's back and just trying to make a really sort of honest project. And he's got the track record. You know, he's been out since January on the BSC. Now we're going to Ethereum and Polygon, so it's nearly 12 months. You know, it's better than 99% of projects. So, you know, it's a really good investment, I feel, and that's why I invested. You know, to be transparent. But do your own research. You know, Whalecoin talks for research and educational purposes. It's not financial advice, but check out the website, the white paper, the official socials. That's what we recommend to the community investors. If you like what you see, go and have a talk to the team, the community, get involved, and yeah, and we've got the. Is there still some whitelist spots to win then if people join the community?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the whitelist registration is still open. It's still open to tomorrow. Tomorrow, November the 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern or 11:59 p.m. UTC. Is wide open. Hop on over there, get registered. Don't delay. Why? You know, if as Glenn has said, if you've done your research, if you feel comfortable, if you don't, hop on into the community. Come in every day, 9 p.m. Eastern. There's an AMA with the community with us. If you can't attend the AMA, submit the question. We will make sure to answer it on the very next one. But if you feel confident in what you've seen, if you've done your research, then don't miss out on your opportunity to earn yourself a whitelist spot. And then keep a close eye on your emails, because when we launch on Unicrypt, if someone isn't buying, and that's entirely their choice, but if someone isn't buying, we'll pull them out, slot someone in, and that someone could be you.
Great, Dave. It's been great speaking again. Take care. I'm going to be popping into the chat and maybe joining some other VCs. That's great for the launch. Looking forward to it.
Really appreciate it, Glenn. Thank you so much. Whalecoin team, you got the awesome community. Awesome.
Awesome, Dave. So I'll finish the record and send over a copy for you to share in your community. I'll send that
Thanks
to
so
my
much.
didn't join the call today. And yeah, so everyone, you know, if you've got them 19 whitelist spots, they're still safe. You can
They're still safe, yeah. Yep.
And there's still some more to win if anyone in the community wants to head over to their socials. We've got the official ones in our main chat. So yeah, take care, Dave.
Have a great day, guys. See you in 2 days.